time for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. We're a group of amateur radio operators who take to the airwaves and use the digital mode to have a net at 8 p.m. on Wednesday and 8 p.m. on Saturday evening. Our signal comes out at 1.2 gigahertz as a fast scan analog single sideband television signal. And if you'd like to see what we're talking about, you can go to your favorite search engine and type in Western Washington Amateur Television Society, and you can find us either on the QRZ page or on YouTube. Mind that on the YouTube channel we do not respond real time to comments. We welcome any and all licensed radio amateurs. Either you can just check in and check out, see if that new antenna is working or that microphone is working on this 2-meter repeater, or if you'd like, you can join our conversation. Or as another option, if you really want to learn about analog television or digital television, we have people interested in that as well. So starting off tonight, stand by. Tonight, I see Ron, KD7QKU. I see Richard, K7ITX. I see Bert, N7CS. And I see Jim, N7QO. Is there anyone else that would like to join us tonight? Okay, well let's see if Ron is ready. I see there's some interesting video things happening. Did you want to give us some time here, Ron?
Ready, but I can't transmit because somebody's transmitting. Transmitting at all. What's going on here? Something's nuts.
Well, Ron, let me ask for a signal report on what my signal sounds like. Your signal sounds more down into the noise than it normally would. How does mine sound tonight?
Yeah, your signal sounds fine. I'm on a different radio, of course. So, go to somebody else for a minute. I got some technical difficulties here.
That's what ham radio is all about. So let's go next on list. Richard, K7ITX. Go ahead, Richard. Everybody, I think you can probably hear me okay if I can see the screen. And Ron, just for your information, you sound fine, you look fine. The only thing is your screen every now and then it acts up. Your computer video card is not functioning correctly. So that's what I would be thinking about as far as when you're looking at your screen. As far as how did the day go? Well, pretty uneventful for me. Had a little nausea going, but I seem to get over that. But I am excited to report that, I showed you guys my weather station the last session. Up and running and out on the deck rail, so I can report with authentic accuracy that the rainfall amount in Kent, Washington is 17/100ths of an inch as of midnight. So I'm going to have fun with that now, and I'll have daily, and I'll have weekly, and I'll have monthly, and I'll have, it's really fun. I've never been able to measure the rain before, and so that's pretty cool. We were kind of a little bit disappointed because we had a pretty decent windstorm the other night, and we thought that, we got it up. I think I saw it at one point it got up to maybe 9 miles an hour. But God, if you looked at the trees, I mean, it had to be 25, 30. But the YL, okay, wind is on the deck, that's where we're going to be walking. We don't care what it is up in the trees or on the roof. We even talked about putting it up on the chimney. But it's kind of fun to look at. And again, I want to, if it's not very windy on the deck and windy up in the chimney, what good is it? What good is that to know? So anyway, it's been a lot of fun, and you'll hear further reports. K7ITX. In Kent, K7ITX, thank you very much. And next on the location lister I have tonight is Bert, N7CS. Go ahead. Well, good evening, everyone. Nice to talk to everyone again. Let's see. During the business meeting today, Bob's on the net now, but he mentioned something that I kind of take a challenge to. He said he was going to win the Mega Millions. That's actually going to be me. So I hope Bob's not too upset about that, but if he's listening out there. But let's see what else is going on. It's been haven't had much chance to do too many things around the house lately, but I did need to buy a HDMI to DVI cable. I actually needed two of them for like these two monitors behind me to hook up to some like Raspberry Pi and other little computers. So I went to one of the online stores to buy one, and they had a nice HDMI to DVI cable for $7. I needed two of them, so of course that would be $14. But what was neat, or maybe you could say that, you could get a pack of 24 of these cables also for $14. So, of course, you know which option I went for. I think everyone listening right now would know that obviously I made the right choice going for the pack of 24 for the price of 2. For whatever reason, my wife did not agree with that choice. She thinks I have too much stuff in the house now already. But, so if anyone needs any HDMI to DVI cables, I have quite a few extra. But, you can get them at no charge. Anyway, this is Bert and Marysville in 7CS. Back to that. Bert and 7CS, this is WW7 in the group. Well, you made me smile already tonight, Bert. Yes, that's exactly what I would do. When you need one linear voltage regulator, you end up with this entire cool box from China filled with 152 of them. That's what I do all the time. Jim, N7QO out in Covington. Go ahead. N7QO, thank you, Jim. Good evening, everyone. Well, I would question if you get a box of those things, how many will work? I don't know, perhaps your wife is thinking the quality might be better at someplace other than a dollar store or whatever. I don't know. It was kind of a standing joke for a while. Some crew members would go like to Hong Kong and get shirts made. And no, actually it wasn't Hong Kong, it was Korea, where we'd go to Taiwan, and people would call it the land of almost. It's almost just right. So you get one, and the sleeve is like this long, and then the other sleeve on the same shirt is like this long, and it's sometimes there's a disproportionate number of buttons versus buttonholes. But the price was low enough so that if you buy, I don't remember if it was a 10-pack or 12-pack, you're bound to get 2 or 3 of them that are just right. So I don't know, good luck with the cables. It may be that you'll need a couple of spares, so just keep that in mind. But thanks for mentioning that, Bert. I don't have an immediate need for that. Dick, weather station. Yeah, that's really pretty cool. Let me reset. I would say put that thing in a location where you can readily access the
previous net that you might think about spending just a little bit more money and getting lithium batteries rather than the conventional alkaline batteries for that thing, because they might last a bit longer. And they'll certainly perform better in colder weather. Not that we have cold weather around. Well, okay, we have had a few weeks of bad cold weather, but anyway, they'll work better in cold weather as well. And I don't have anything close to that. Somewhere in my garage, I have a box with a glass tube, and it has graduations on it, and you're supposed to just go out and empty it from time to time to see what the precipitation adds up to. Aha! Headsets, looks like. But I kind of misplaced it and haven't been able to do anything with that. But that's pretty cool. And Ron, for you're still looking like you're a trans-dimensional person there. But anyway, and good evening, Lee. Back to you, Jim, and 7QO. KD7QKU. Is somebody transmitting Zoom over the ATV repeater? I'm not seeing anything except a very high quality picture tonight at 1.2 gigahertz. Right now, Jim is on there. What looks like on the right-hand side is looks like a control panel for directing the grand stream. But you are just on having a continuous kind of light show. It just stopped, so now you're kind of normalized. So I was going to go on to Lee next, and then wrap around to you. Is that okay? That's fine. I just, I'm wondering what's going on here. I don't normally... N7KZ. Sitting on it, but, I'm seeing Jim on the ATV repeater, but it looks like it's coming off of the Zoom computer screen. So, that's my question. Somebody transmitting the Zoom computer screen. Do that every night. So, it's nothing new. Zoom is on the computer screen every night. We have a net. I just haven't been in here and I've never seen it before. So when it's my turn, KZ disconnected. Transmitter and not be through Zoom. So when it's my turn, could you shut off Zoom, please? KD7QKU. Change the output of the repeater to be the input on 23 centimeters. I'd be happy to do that. Lee, you connected and then disconnected, so I don't know if you can hear me or not. But Lee and Lee, are you there? I don't think Lee can hear me, so I'll go ahead and send him a text, and I guess we'll wrap it around to the top. I'll go ahead and switch it over to the 23 to 70 crosslink, Ron, if that's what you'd like me to do, and I'll go ahead and do that now. And then you're up next. This is WW7ATS Net Control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Okay, well, thank you very much, James. So now I am transmitting my picture. You guys caused me to tear my station all apart because I didn't know what was going on. So I had it all set up this afternoon. Now I pulled all the cables out of it. So anyway, I was transmitting a much better picture this afternoon. I did have some color in my face, and I had my my CD player running, and I could put up my call signs and all that, but now I got it all tore apart because I didn't know what was happening. I thought I was causing the problem. I didn't realize you guys do this all the time. So now I'd like to stop, and I'd like to somebody give me a picture report on my signal.
This is Net Control WW7N, and I would say on a scale of 1 to 5, you're probably about a 3. You're black and white, there's no color signal, and I can definitely make out your facial features and see real-time movement.
Well, thank you very much. See, so that's what I was trying to...
N7KC.
Transmitting like this every night? Do you want to see this picture every night when we're on ATV?
Up to you. Just let me know what you want.
Hear me now? Okay. So I must not have been pushing the button down far enough. I'm sorry. So I was just saying, I don't know if you heard me or not, but I was just saying, I hear feedback someplace. Must be on the computer. So, worth looking at. Is it worthwhile for me to transmit like this every night? Or is it just better for me to go in there on Zoom and use Grand Stream and stuff like I have been?
This is James, Net Control. It depends on what you want to do. Right now, the picture quality that's coming on 1.2 is not as good as what you come in when you're going to the digital channel, as you would expect. So it's just whatever you decide you wish to do, just let me know what it is, and I'll be happy to switch.
This afternoon, Jim said we were not using the repeater, and so now I'm trying to use it. So I don't know. I'm sorry that I don't have my CD plugged in so I can show you my color bars and stuff. But I had it until I just pulled all the cables. So anyway, back to that KD7QKU.
KD7QKU in the group WU7N. Well, Lee, N7KC. I heard several connect and disconnect messages there. Can you hear me now? If so, go ahead and hit Echo Link and see if we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Alright. You hear me okay? Okay, very good. Well, I've got... Yeah, but I think I've got Echo Link going now. Oh, okay, well...
Control, I'm trying Bluetooth and against it. Now I'm getting echo now.
that delay coming through in a big loop. At least that's what I was hearing on the 14608 machine. So anyway, let's see, moving along, I guess I'm up here, but you know what? It's 20 minutes after the hour, about 1/5 of the way through our net, so let me ask if anybody would like to check in and check out as a visitor, or if anyone else would like to join the conversation. This is WW7N. Go ahead, visitors, come out. Anyway, let's see. Weather station, Richard. Yes, where you place the anerometer makes a big difference. I'm up on a hill, and so wind speed down, for example, in front of my house is always going to be different than in the back of my house because of the green belt. And if you get a wind measuring, if you're really brave and you want to climb a tree and put wind measuring up on the ridge line, you get yet another wind speed. So it's always different depending on where you put it, but sometimes in some sensor systems that's exactly what you want. There's a wind shear system that I actually studied, and it was at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, where they have wind direction sensors all around the airport and all around the major approach to the main runway. And when all of the sensors point away from each other, then they know they have a wind shear, and they can warn pilots coming in to not try to attempt to land because the air is coming straight down out of the cell and then hitting the ground and going out like leaves of a flower in all directions. It's a very interesting system. It's worked quite well. I thought Hong Kong was the capital of the world for disposable shirts, and I had heard that at least the last time I talked to someone about this, you buy these shirts, they used to be $1 Hong Kong. That was probably up to 2 or 3 by now. And you didn't try to launder them, because trying to launder them was trying to launder a heavy-duty paper towel. But the shirt sleeve and button size and all that stuff, I never heard any complaints about that. It was just they were disposable shirts. You wore them until you didn't want to wear them anymore, and then they would, I know one person said that he would use them for cleaning machine tools and things like that, but he said even that was a little bit iffy. Let's see, there was one other thing I thought I would mention. The best cable story I ever heard, Bert, was your federal government ordered 2 50-foot cables, but what came was 52-foot cables. And so that is where, to this day, I have all these little short, maybe not even 2 feet, maybe they're 1-foot cables, but or 1.5 foot or something like that. But I've got a lot of them. They're male-to-male PL259s, and I remember seeing this giant bucket of these, and I go, why do we have all these? And I was told the story, and it was a good laugh. 2 50-foot versus 52-foots or something like that. And he picked up a big handful of them and said, you're a ham radio operator, aren't you? And I go, yeah. And he goes, here, Merry Christmas. And I still have quite a few of those. So that was your federal government's even better than the dollar store 24-pack. Well, Lee says he's back in business on Echo Link. Let's try Lee again on Echo Link. Go ahead, Lee. N7KC.
Okay, it's N7KC, in Port Angeles. How about that? Son of a gun. Well, I have no idea. I just think just like I always do. And he wouldn't play ball there. Anyway. Okay, well, I've missed some darn good stories here while I'm monkeying around, so sorry about that. It's interesting, Ron. What's the deal with Ron? It's kind of milky here. This picture I'm getting is there something going on there, Ron? I don't know. There is. Okay. Very good. Well, again, I'm out of ammo. I just need to listen. So back to you, James. It's 7KC.
Connected N7KC. N7KC up in Port Angeles, and anyone listening, we welcome anybody to come in via Echo Link. It usually works. Tonight we're having some challenges there, but it did work that time around. So if you want to come in, feel free to do it that way. Feel free to do that. Just let us know. And Now, Ron, you're going to have to tell me if you want the digital channel coming out 1.2 or if you want the 23 centimeter signal. Go ahead.
I would like to use the ATV repeater and transmit a picture.
This is WW7ATS in the group, and we see your call sign and a picture of a moon and a mountain.
Okay, thank you very much. This is Ron, KD7QKU. Well, now there's some color bars up, but I don't see any color. I can, of course, see my call sign and my name. Whatever the repeater transmits is much better than my signal going up to the repeater and being retransmitted. So when you're transmitting the Zoom, I actually see pretty good some color in people. Let me go back to my picture here. I got everything plugged back in now. Yeah, it was a little confusing at first. I didn't know what was happening. I tried to transmit and I couldn't see anything but the computer screen. I thought it was something I had looked at. So anyway, that's as good as I can get it. Now today, I was in here testing this afternoon, and I actually had my color bars look fairly good, and I had color in my face, but tonight is not. So why would it be better in the daytime and not as good at night? Could someone answer that question?
Really close to the repeater side, and we just had a nice little squall line blow in here, so that is one possibility. Is now things are very wet and windy up there, whereas earlier today they were not.
Well, I guess I can agree with that. All right. Well, I'm sorry, I was busy plugging things in, and I didn't hear much of your conversation, so I'll shut down the repeater, and you can go back to the way it was, KD7QKU. Let me switch my color bars on here for a second so I have my call sign, and I will make some notes and talk next time. KD7QKU.
Now on a digital input again, coming off Cougar Mountain at signals about 1.2 gigahertz, and there's several different ways to receive that. If any visitors out there listening want to hear about that, please let us know. So next on the list, Richard, the K7ITX in Kent. Go ahead.
Ron, that's excellent. That's exactly what we were looking for, that I picked up out of the meeting, what you've done. And I suspect there's probably, I know you've been playing around with it a little bit more than just today, but I don't know. It seems like you might even start to pull off something like how good Wade's picture is. Well, we'll find out anyway. Yeah, so that's the program. Those of us that can get to the repeater over the air like Ron, do it that way, and then those of us who can't, we go through the internet with our Grandstream hookup. So anyway, what else can I say? For all the advice regarding the weather station, changing the batteries right now, if we leave it on the deck, the actual top guardrail, man, it's waist high, so that's kind of why I put it there to begin with, because it was just, I did it in the rain, and it was dark, and, the YL wanted to know why I was pre-drilling everything. She didn't quite understand, why I didn't have it out there while I'm drilling. And geez, I've had experience where you just don't do it that way. You end up breaking something or drilling through it or scratching it. Whenever you can pre-drill first with a punch and then pilot, you can't just do it. It's so clean. And then you take the station and then it screws right in. So that's how I do it. Batteries, yeah, they're the Costco where you get, a whole, I don't know, about 50 of them for a pretty good price, or maybe even 100. There's that WW7ATS, and it takes 3 of those. So yeah, it's not the expensive ones you were talking about, Jim, but it's easy to get to. It'll be easy to change as long as I keep it in that spot. But I am tempted to move it. Well, now what I was going to do originally, like a ham radio antenna. I have the tripods. I have 2 different styles of tripods, tall and short, and I've got plenty of the PVC pipe, and it came with the blacks for that style of Yagi's antenna hookup, so that's what I was thinking, but, it could be a little top heavy, so anyway, it's fun. Let me put it that way, and the display, it's in the kitchen where we both can see it, so that's how that goes. K7ATS. K7ATS, this is WW7N for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. I'm kind of curious to know what's going on, because Lee's screen was doing the same kind of special effects thing that Ron's screen was doing earlier, and now all the screens are stable. So if anybody has any clues about what was causing that, I'm curious to know whether that was a grand stream effect, or maybe it's just something strange going on with that tonight. I'm not sure. So next on the list, Bert, N7CS. Go ahead.
That was a weird thing happening with both Ron and Lee. My guess would be there must be some bug in whatever the latest Zoom update went out, and I'm sure they'll get it fixed at some point, but that's just a guess, I don't know. But let's see what else is going on. Oh, I saw these news articles in the past couple days. They were talking about all these mysterious antennas popping up on mountains in Salt Lake City. And it's like they said, the authorities have no idea what they are. They just started to pop up in different places on the mountains. And I looked at it, and I know right away exactly what it is. It's one of those helium crypto miners that Wade and me had played with. Now, we didn't put them up on any mountains. We just put them on our house. But that's exactly what it is. So I don't know why the authorities haven't been able to figure it out when, I could look at it and figure it out in 20 seconds, or actually even faster than that. I mean, I knew immediately what it was. When they had now, I was 98% sure, I wasn't 100%, but once they showed one picture of the antenna that was zoomed in, and it was 900 megahertz, and said right on there, so that made me 100% sure that's what it was. So, it's funny, somebody must know now, they must have enough people telling them. But let's see, let's see what else was going on. Let me let it drop for a second. So in case you were wondering why I needed an HDMI to DVI cable, so these 2 monitors behind me, they're kind of older computer monitors, more than 10 years old, and they have HDMI inputs on them and they have DVI inputs on them. But they were made at a time where not a lot of computers had HDMI ports on them, but DVD players did. So they assume these monitors assume if you're using the HDMI port that it's like DVD video, and they add some overscan to it to make the picture a little bit bigger. But if you try plugging a computer video through it, it cuts off the left and right edges of the screen, so you can't click your icons or whatnot. And there's no way to override that in the monitor settings. It's just not possible. So what you have to do is if you connect your computer to the DVI import, or DVI port, it then assumes you're using a computer and there's no overscan, and it's perfect for that. So I had to buy some, I found that out through trial and error and Google research and everything like that, so that's why I had to buy those cables, even though both pieces of equipment have HDMI, it doesn't work because of the way the monitor was designed. But let's see, and I see Ron is back there. I don't know if he's listening, but question for Ron when it says round. I know he had talked about getting an amplifier from Gary. I don't
know if the video he was transmitting was using that amp or not using an amp, so he can answer that one a little bit later. Anyway, this is Burton Marshall in 7CS, back to net. WW7N here in Bellevue, Washington, for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Well, Bert, thank you for the explanation. I was wondering why you needed that converter cable, and since I have some monitors around here that probably have that problem, I just don't know it yet. Maybe I'll be relieving you of a cable or two. We can dicker about that later. Let's see, next on the list, Jim, N7QO. Thank you, Jim. Well, Ron, looking at the pictures, I prefer, cables. Looking at the two pictures, I definitely prefer the computer image rather than just with the RF. Your picture, I would say, is better than what I could get into the repeater, but it's not particularly good. I don't know. That's just my thought. I don't know. We all want to try to get something in there, but we can't all do it, unfortunately. I guess Bert could, but he has to violate his homeowner's agreement to do that. So you gotta watch out. Although now it's dark, someone might not notice it there. But anyway, that's my 2 cents, Ron. Jim, yeah, I've seen someone complained about thread dissolving. Like someone will sew a button onto a shirt or a blouse, and the thread tends to dissolve. And particularly after it's laundered a couple of times, so that may be part of why people have suggested not to wash things. I have not purchased one like that, so I can't say for sure about where it's from. And Dick, that's probably a good idea to put that weather station where you've got it. At least it'll make it easy to change the batteries, and you can kind of keep an eye on it. I wonder if that rail is flat or if it's round. I wonder if it's flat. Oh, well, that might. I'll bet you'll find Mika climbing on that sometime, and that possum might go after your weather station or something. Keep an eye out for that. You might want to put a camera out there just for giggles to see if you catch sight of that possum crawling on your railing. That's my thought. Oh yeah, someone was asking about the weather. Man, it's absolutely beautiful here tonight. Nice and clear, calm. I'm showing 43 degrees over here. It rained for, I don't know, maybe half a day or thereabouts, and so everything is wet, but pretty nice out here tonight. WW7N and 7QO. Well, yeah, everything's wet, and last time I poked my head out, it was actually a pretty good rainstorm here in Bellevue. Okay, so next up, Lee. Let's see if Echo Link works this time. Go ahead, Lee. N7CS.
Okay, here we go. N7KC, Port Angeles. Okay, listen, that braking business all started when I updated my Zoom. I had been fine, I periodically, maybe once a week or something, check for an update. And the last time I saw one, I went ahead and just installed it. And then that started. And that was one of the TV nets. I couldn't get it to behave. And then I couldn't get into a club board meeting. And board. And so tonight I had an opportunity to work with it. And I've been off in the video settings there, clicking everything, trying to figure out if I could. Anyway, I help things a lot. So I'm looking forward to that. And if you notice, looking at the top of my picture was Jim, two Jims, James rather, side by side with his hat on, blinking away up there at the top. So anyway, there you go. Now what I was going to do was just decide, see if I can share my weather station tonight. Notice the barometer is dropping here. The trend is falling. It's 42.3. Wind's out south-southwest, and if I take a look at what the wind velocity has been here, we haven't had much wind. Very little wind. There was an 8 mile an hour right here, an 8 mile an hour burst, and that was 330. 330. Excuse please. Anyway, so these weather things are kind of fun here. I had to get my battery voltage displayed because I went into mode 1, I think it was, where it cut down the sample rate on the, because the battery was losing its charge. It was really dark here for a number of days, and there wasn't enough light to keep the battery really going. The photocells up in the station are what charged the battery up there, and so forth. So that's all I got.
Well, thank you. Echolink mostly worked okay that time. It was pretty well behaved. There were a couple of cutouts, and the CW identifier, when it comes on, it'll stomp on anybody. So anyway, well, you guys can ask me about the hat. It's, of course, a light. And it's got 3 settings. And, of course, it pops out in case you have to launder the hat. And then when it pops out, too, it's got a little USB charging port, which makes me wonder if 10 years from now there won't be 110-volt sockets anymore. Everything will just be USB, and, we'll somehow be pulling 5 amps through USB sockets. Anyway, it wouldn't surprise me if something out of China tries to do that. It will be interesting to see what the end results were. Anyway, another picture I want to show everybody tonight, because we were talking about what was going to crawl up on Richard's new weather station. I'll throw that one up there. It's a little dark at 1.2 gigahertz. The digital channel does show a little bit of light in strategic spots. So I'll give you a hint. This is a NASA photograph, and you can tell me what you think that is and how you think that picture got created. So I'll go ahead and stop the share. I guess I'll leave the share up, and I'll ask if any visitors would like to check in and check out, just to see if your push-to-talk button on your mic still works. If you want to check out a new antenna, you can see that's what we do here a lot. We troubleshoot equipment, we make changes, we do stuff, and then I'll report back to each other. So if you're a visitor and you'd like to either check in, check out some new equipment, or join our conversation, please come now. Nothing heard, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the share of this photograph, and I'll go ahead and switch the repeater back over and let Ron have the microphone. Go ahead.
Okay, well, thank you very much, James. This is Ron, KD7QKU. Well, I don't know, it looked like some kind of a spider insect or something to me, the picture did. And I'm not sure what... I went out and I got another speaker and put on this radio so I can hear it a little bit better. The radio's buried down there in the cabinet, and it has a crummy speaker in it. I guess I haven't used this radio for a long time. So I had an auxiliary speaker, so I ran and got it and plugged it in. So I haven't been paying too much attention. I don't know what Richard was... He was pre-drilling something before he drilled it. And I'm thinking it was something with his weather station, but I missed that. And Lee, today I had to download Zoom on this laptop computer here that I'm looking at, so I must have got the new version, and I probably got the problem that you had. And tonight when I went to my email and I tried to check in, I had a terrible time getting it to work.
continue to be in here, I suppose I should use, I have another laptop, which I guess is better than this one. I think it is. This one, by the way, Richard, has Windows 10 on it. Somebody must have upgraded it to Windows 10. What is it? I think it's a Hewlett Packard. I don't remember. I was looking at it. I tried it. It belonged to this, friend of Joanne's who passed away, Betty. And she had a much newer laptop, a really nice one. We gave that to Joanne's sister. And I kept this older one. I tried to clean it up, defrag it, do a few things on it, and clean up the disk and stuff. So I got it working fairly good. So it looks like my picture might be coming in a little bit better. I don't have any color. Let me switch over here to my color bars. It's amazing that when the transmitter transmits the ID screen with the color bars, I get them in good color. I get them at about 4 or maybe 4.5. But when I, transmit my own picture through the repeater, like right now, I don't have any color in those bars at all. It's a shame. So, I don't know. It's nice being in here. I don't mind it at all. So, and when you switch it over to the computer screen and transmit the computer screen, those pictures come through on my monitor quite well. So anyway, I don't have too much else to talk about. I did kind of get everything put back together, I guess. Switch back over here to my picture. Yeah, I brought in my desk. I have a nice desk chair in here, so it's comfortable. Before I didn't have a light, I got a light. So if I turn the light off, you can't hardly see me at all. I have, the light on in the ceiling and then the light on here in front of me. So when I look at my monitor, my picture from my camera, it's a really nice picture. So anyway, so be it. I guess back to net, KD7QKU, and we'll talk to you later. Ron in the group. This is Net Control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. My call is WW7ATS. So next on the list, Richard, K7ITX in Kent. Go ahead.
That might be a moth or some kind of animal like that will clog up my rain gauge situation. I think that was maybe the whole idea of showing that. Anything bigger than a moth or a mouse? Sheesh. Yeah, no. I guess. But I was thinking more in terms of a moth or insects could, bugs, could, bees. Make a beehive. I don't know. It is sitting on a flat wooden rail. It's flat and it has a built-in, get this, it has a built-in bubble level. So, you have to, it won't work right unless you've got it totally level, and so it is. And and the other thing is, it's free. It's a gift. It's a Christmas gift. So I'd much rather have something like what Lee's deluxe mode operation. But I was immediately reminded that this is not just mine, but it's the YL's as well. As Mika goes, yeah, in the old days it would be an issue, and it still could because, Mika's 78, so it's not like she can just hop up to from the deck 3.5 foot up or 42 inches up. No, she can't do that anymore. Well, I think in a pinch, but she's not likely to. What she's more likely to is, there's a chair there, so get on the chair, then jump from the chair to the tabletop. Tabletop happens to be next to the rail. Now you're talking. the wind around, and next thing we know, it's not a pretty picture. So we're going to watch out for that. Okay, well, that was, thanks for bringing that up about Mika. T7ATS, back to net control.
Okay, Richard, WW7N. Well, we've probably got about 9 minutes left here, so let's see if we can go, and I'll be happy to tell you what the picture is and how it was created. It's kind of an interesting story. But go ahead, Bert. N7CS. I see you sent something out, but I haven't had a chance to look at it.
I thought it was a frame of color that came from Ron's transmission. One single frame. It like spontaneously went color. So I had this. FYI, in YouTube, if you want an advanced frame by frame, you put it in pause using the space key, and then you can use the period key to move forward one frame. If you just use the arrow key, it jumps like 5 seconds either way, but period will do frame by frame. But yeah, so Ron, whatever happened for a split partial second, you sent a really nice color signal, and I attached the frame in there. Oh yeah, so James, your picture, to me, it looks like it's a bird, like bird feet, sitting on top of some kind of like all-sky camera or something kind of pointed up. I didn't realize when birds like sit that they have their claws that kind of cross like that. That was a little surprising to me. But and then what else did I have to say here? Oh yeah, Lee, on your weather station, I noticed it showed that like the last lightning detection. I'm kind of curious how it detects lightning. That was kind of interesting. But anyway, this is Bert and Marshall in 7CS. Back to net.
WW7N. Well, yes, Bert, and we're coming down, so I'll tell people that picture, what it is, those cameras are mounted on top of antenna masts in various places. They point straight up, and they have a 360-degree view all the way down the horizon. So any place where you have a very high point, and NASA puts those cameras to look at events that occur in the sky. Unfortunately, the owl didn't know that, and the owl perched right on top of the camera, and as for the little claws being crossed, well, we cross our legs when we sit down, so maybe that's what the owl's equivalent of that is crossing its legs. So that's what that was a picture of. I can't remember if I've shown that before, because that's not a new picture. It's been around a while. Anyway, Jim, N7QO, go ahead.
Somehow I got the idea that was something astrological, but I don't know what. But I was going to say if I saw it in the woods, I'd shoot it. I don't know. And let's see. About your hat, Jim. Just curious, is that light adjustable in vertical, fore and aft? Or is it just fixed like that? Yeah, that doesn't look like you can necessarily point it where you want to point it. Oh well, just a thought. Curious. Ron, I was wondering, just looking at the camera, it almost looks like maybe someone put tape over the lens of the camera and didn't get the adhesive completely cleared off. I wonder if maybe a little, I don't know, rubbing alcohol or something might help clear that off. Just a thought. Bert, I was curious if you can currently receive the 1.2 gigahertz downlink. It sounds like you could, but yeah, that picture is better, Ron.
time it out? Yeah, no? Okay, well, anyway, back to you, Jim, M7QO. Night of technical improvement. So, Ron, you'll have to tell us what you did to clean the antenna. Jim, I don't know what happened. I could hear a full quieting signal, a teeny tiny little voice in the background here on this receiver. So I don't know what everyone else heard, but it was almost like there was definitely, okay, Richard's nodding, it was some kind of an audio microphone to transmitter problem, because there's no problem with your transmitted signal. Now, Ron, you have to tell us, what do you do to improve all that milkiness on your picture?
Little camera off there in the computer, but I don't think it made much difference, did it?
3.5 identifier stomped on you. Repeat that again. What did you do?
The camera lens up there in the little laptop. Maybe I could actually wet my little piece of Kleenex and wipe it. Maybe that would even make it better. But that's all I did. KD7QKU.
One giant thumbprint on a laptop camera to degrade the image. I've told other people that yes, a little bit of rubbing alcohol is your friend with the laptop cameras. So anyway, let's see, we had 3 minutes left, and next on the list, let's see, I'm sorry, I lost my place here. Was it Lee was next up, I believe? Go ahead, Lee, N7KC.
Okay, N7KC, Lee, PA. Oh, good show. Alright, well, when looking at your picture, James, I could see talent. I knew it was a raptor, I thought, of some kind. But the thing that threw me was, they have 3 out in the front, a hangover from the dinosaur days, and they also have a talon in the back so that they can grab something. And I could not see those back talons. I studied that picture and I could not see the back talon. But I was pretty sure it was a raptor. But I didn't know the situation with the cameras, so very good. See, I don't see, here's the 3 here, but I don't see the ones in the back. Unless this is right, oh, is that right there? There they are, right there. Yeah, okay, got them. Yeah, very good. Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay, I couldn't spot those in the dark like that, so very good, thanks. Yeah, okay, a 360 degree. Just real quick here before we go, I'm going to put my barometer up here, and you can see what it's done over the last days. This is midnight on Thursday, June the 5th. Midnight, noon, midnight, noon, midnight, noon, midnight. So the barometer's been, it's been kind of interesting here, up and down. Typical winter barometer. Okay, that's it from here. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, my gosh, I took it out. So 7 trees, everybody. Enjoyed the meeting this morning and the next night. And we'll see you down the pike. It's 7KC, Port Angela. Good, Jake.
WW7ATS for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Well, we're out of time, but does anyone want to check in, check out? Does anyone anywhere have anything for the net? If so, come now. I'd like to thank the owners and operators for the 08 machine for letting us use that as one of our audio channels. We really do appreciate that, and we appreciate all the amateur radio operators letting us use this heavily used repeater at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, Pacific Time USA, and also Saturday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time USA. Anyone's welcome to join us. So at this point, I'm going to say good night to all. WW7N, clear.